Hello, buddy. This is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. And my title for today is Quiet Quitting. Quiet Quitting. So, anyway, we'll wait for people here to jump on and we'll get started here in just a minute. We'll wait for a little bit of time and we'll get on here. Hope everybody's having a great day. I did say that already. So, just trying to stall time here until everybody gets on. And again, thank you so much, Facebook, for reaching out to people. There's John Tier. There's Coach Curtis. Hey, Curtis, how are you? Great to see you on here. Really cool. Mr. Tier, did you get Hubert to listen to the video? Hey, Bernie, how are you? Hey, Peter, great to see you on here. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. And we're a minute in, and I got stuff to do today. So, yeah. Hi, Kai. Hi, Julian. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Bill. Great to see you guys on here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everybody. My name is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day, and I'd really appreciate you sharing this with people. Today's title is Quiet Quitting. Quiet Quitting. And you'll understand what that is in a minute. You also can get a lot of my videos and also my free book from roberthollis.com/free. You get a PDF copy of the book and also all the videos that we got going here. So hi, Frankie. Hi, Ola. Tonoli, I think is, I'm so great at names. I gotta keep saying I'm great at names and maybe I'll get better. Hi, Lisa. So what is quiet quitting? I'm going to start out by saying I read an article and I'm like dumbfounded. But really, it's like, I already knew this. I just didn't want to really, grasp this, but we all hear about this thing that's happening throughout the world, just not in the United States. And it's the mentality. It is 100% the mentality that, to do just as little as possible. Just as little as possible to keep your job or do whatever. And so one of the unique things that's just so sad about this day and age is that I think that people are listening to the outside world and then they're like, hey, listen, I need to master the art of doing just as little as I possibly can. So if it's not the goal of being grateful. It's not the goal of being thankful and grateful for your job, grateful for a paycheck or money, or grateful for the ability to feed yourself and put a house over your head. No, it's bottom line. It's bottom line. The whole mentality is that, well, listen, they don't pay me enough. They should pay me more. They should give me more benefits. And because people are not grateful, and I mean really, truly grateful, then they look at whoever's employing them or giving them money and they think that they should get more. And so when they don't, this also could be with the government, right? And so then if they don't, they mentally will do just as little as possible, as little as humanly possible on their job. And so it's said in there that it's sort of like quiet quitting. So the name of the article was like, people are just slowly, really quietly, just quitting a little more each and every day. You know what I mean? And, this is the opposite, but I'm not going to get off track here. But one of the things that I knew from day one is when I read the book, Science of Getting Rich, and when I read the book, Think and Grow Rich, and I read all kinds of other incredible, successful books, there was a couple of statements that I heard that I didn't believe. And one of the statements by J. Paul Getty, one of the first world's billionaires, he came up with the concept of franchising gas stations. Made all his money in the oil field, and oil drilling and oil. And one of the things that he said is people don't understand. Listen closely. People don't understand that being financially free is so easy. It is so simplistic, and it's so easy. And so the world believes that getting on the other side of money is difficult, and it's because we listen to everybody else. We don't listen to the only 6%. Listen to this number. Only 6% of the people were enthusiastic and excited that they had a job. That means 94% of the people out there, 58%, which are working paycheck to paycheck. So when they're offered an opportunity to do something little each and every day consistently to change their life, they've already practiced the habit of just doing as little as possible. So in your job and throughout life, if you're doing the bare minimum, if you're always making your minimums your maximums, then your life is never going to change. You know, if you can't find a way to meditate and listen to an audio, I don't like that crap, I think that's stupid. If there's nothing that you do on a day-to-day basis to change the way you believe, to change your perspective and how you look at things, to be grateful and thankful. Because in the world, what ends up happening is if you're willing to buy into this concept, and you know, I haven't shared this in a long time. I'm going to do a whole different video now that this is being downloaded to me as I'm talking to you, is I found out early in life that if I was willing to go the extra mile, you know, it says if someone asks you to go a mile, go with them too. I knew if I really just went out there and smiled at people and said hello, and when people asked me how I was doing, I'd say blessed and highly favored and deeply loved, and I would just consistently go the extra mile, do a little more than average. How much of a difference it would make in my entire life. And so my goal is simple, my goal is to outgive everybody. I want to outgive everyone in my life. And I have practiced that habit. And I learned that, and I don't know where it's lost. I don't know if you guys have ever thought that. I guarantee you, and some of you, if you apply this, it will change everything in your life. When I start teaching people how to do this, and they think of it, a consciousness, you know, my goal in life is that everyone just becomes more conscious. You know, think out of their head. And when I went out to the workforce with my work ethic, being there before I was supposed to, staying later, going the extra mile, doing my best, Kaizen, never-ending improvement, when I started doing that, I would just fly up ranks. You know what I mean? But I would fly up job promotions. I would get raises like crazy. It was like everyone that I know was offering me a job. It's like the rumor got out that how hard, or how, I don't want to say hard, because I want to say this statement as well. It's like you got to find a way to fall in love with what you do. You got, you know, I remember one time I was working on bikes and I said something to someone. They go, "Do you think that way all the time?" I go, "I do." And I said, "I want to be the world's best bike repairer. You know, I want to be the best auto mechanic. I want to be in the top of whatever." And it's not a competition against other people. It's just being Kaizen, being a little bit better each and every day. I had a really good conversation with my oldest son, Robert Jr., and I said to him, I said, "Listen, you know, you're not overwhelmed. You know, you can do so much more. It's when you focus on all the stuff that you think that you can't get done that it seems overwhelmed. But if you just take everything that you think and switch it to the polar opposite, it's like Nah, let's be honest. I could do more than this. I could do more than this. I can do more than this. And instead of going, oh my God, this is so hard. Oh my God, this is so difficult. Oh, I just don't have time. I'm busy. All these very destructive words that come out of our mouth that our brain hears. So when I heard about J. Paul Gideon, I read up on him, and he said, thank you, Jerry. He said, you know what? Being financially set is easy because nobody else is trying. It hardly takes anything to do consistently something small each and every day over a period of time, continue to get just a little bit better, and you're like, wow. You're so much, not that you need to be doing it to jam it down other people's throats, even though I did. All the people that told me I could never ever be successful is like, oh yeah, well, right, you want to bet? And it was just constant thought that I was not competing or trying to beat anybody else. I, Robert Hollis, was just going to get better and better and better. That's all I'm going to do is get a little better, get a little better, get a little better. And when I did that, that created a habit for me. And so when I hear these things about 58% of the people living paycheck to paycheck with no savings, no emergency fund, and all I can do is teach that individual how to do something simple each and every day consistently that doesn't take too much of their time, very simply exposing wisdom and knowledge to other people. Now, here's what's sad about the world. Is the majority, according to statistics, 95%, are not at the right place at the right time. They've already figured out that they are going to do just as little as possible. So now that they got that habit and they step into this realm of building a loyal, satisfied customer base that pays every month, that can generate a full-time income for you, and even more, that you need to now go out and help other people and expose them to this information. And people are like, that just sounds too hard for me, actually finding things that can make people fulfilled and happy and give to charity and help others. That's too much. And so when I ask people, how many people did they expose, or how many people did they, share the business with? They're going like, I'm doing other things. I'm working for the man, or I'm working for the woman. I'm just gonna, I get my job, and I know what hours I have to work. I don't have to really put in any overtime or work extra hours. And I've already figured out how to basically do my job sleeping. You know what I mean? And I just like, just doing as little as possible. So here's the trick that I'm going to share with each and every one of you that's just amazing. Do you guys realize that I find people that are like that and very simply get them excited through a theoretical example to introduce me to somebody that's in the 5%? I work with the 95%ers, and my goal is to inspire them and give them hope and help them, not tell them, help them connect with 5%ers. Because once people slip into the mentality that each and every day they're going to do a little more than they did before, and they're going to be more effective, and they're going to be more, it's going to be fun. They're able to change their perspective and believe that things are fun. And there was a couple of quotes I want to leave you guys with that are pretty powerful. So again, people don't realize that it's easy to become financially free. It's easy. Right now I've shared with you guys that reason I don't have my flowered shirt on is we're redoing a bathroom in the basement for my son Kyle, and it's like I don't know how to do any of this stuff. But you know what? I watched some YouTube videos and I can read instructions. It's like I'm watching the video and I go, do this. And I pause the video and I go, do that. And it's like, it's crazy to me. So, it's available. And here's another one that I thought was really powerful is people always are trying to get unstuck when they're they just need to be inspired. They got to change their perspective and attitude about how grateful everything is. And then they can move forward doing that. And there was this quote that I wanted to share with you guys that from J. Paul Getty. And listen to this. In times of rapid change, experience is your worst enemy. Wow. Let that sink in. In times of rapid change, experience is your worst enemy. I've never heard that phrase. And I'm going, it is. Because if people all of a sudden want to move into the new future, like me and my wife, yesterday we went and picked up some more supplies to finish the basement. And we went to Lowe's, and we were there a few days ago as well. And all of a sudden we walked up and there were listen to this, no checkout windows open. None. And I'm going like, where is everybody? And they go, well, you can check out yourself. What do you mean check out myself? I paid for this stuff. I need, someone to work for me on the cash register. I need someone to check out this stuff. This is the way it's always been. And you guys can look up this quote. The most dangerous phrase ever used is this is the way it's always been. This is the way it's always been. So, was I irritated? Yeah, I'm human. I'm human. And I went over there and grabbed the gun and beep, and then slid something and beep, and then slid something and then beep, and then put it in a bag and put the card in and spit it out. And there was, it was so fast. It was so fast. But I was so rebellious. I was so resistant. I was so, I can't believe these stores, you know what I mean? Well, first of all, we started this video by talking about quiet quitting. These restaurants are only open for a couple of hours a day because they can't find anybody to work. So people were exposed to a lifestyle where they could get paid by the government, and now they don't want to go out and work. They don't want to go the extra mile. They've already learned, that do the least that you can do. And so it's not that these companies can't find employees, but then the employees don't want to work because you're only going to pay me that amount of money. Screw you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to work. So then you try to share this kind of business with them. And they go, I would love to make money, but I got a problem. What's that? Do I have to do anything? Hey, I reach out, try to make people's day better. Tell them that, I hope their life is going great and it's happy, and I was wondering if I could help them out and supplement their income. And they're like, hey, hang on. Whoa. I might have to do something. So then the next time that I go, we looked, and it looked like, I said to my wife, Terry, I said, listen, let's just do the checkout again. This time when I did it, different attitude. And I just walked up and went, okay, beep, 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 done. Wow. One time I used the self-checkout, and I'm agitated. I'm irritated. I'm like, what's wrong with this world? And then the next time I'm like, wow, Why didn't I buy into this quicker? Why do I resist change so much? And now I'm like, wow, I can go through and grab stuff. And then all of a sudden I remember my son telling me about, Amazon stores where you don't even have to check out. Did you guys hear me? You walk up and all the scanners are scanning you, pulling stuff out and putting it in your cart. And if you said, no, I don't want that, and you put it back and you grabbed a different brand, it knows it. So you just go and pick up your stuff and go out. Then Matt and Hannah all of a sudden said, well, I guess there's people there that'll do it for you. And I'm going like, wow. So guess what? My wife, on Monday or Tuesday, she's going to bring back all the cable boxes and the stuff because now we're Wi-Fi and we get all our things that we watch through Wi-Fi on smart TVs. We're cutting the cable. You know what I mean? And I just want each and every one of you to know that this quiet quitting stuff is more of you just being aware. Being aware. Are you a quiet quitter? Are you the person that consistently looks for the easiest way out? Are you the person that's always doing the minimums? Have you really, really conditioned your life and programmed your life to do just as little as possible each and every day? Because if you have, what if you could change one thing? And I talk about this all in my videos. What if you could change one thing that would add to your life so you had never-ending improvement, Kaizen, and then you applied that in other parts of your life, and then you applied that in other parts of your life, and then you applied that in other parts of your life? Your life's going to be better each and every day. So I appreciate you. Please share this video. Again, you can go to roberthollis.com/free to get a copy of my book. And you can also go to YouTube, youtube.com/roberthollis. I love and appreciate you. And if no one's giving you permission to succeed in life, let me be the first. Take care and see you on the next video. Bye for now.